These are two things that happen in nature. Join me, David Attenborough, for this pregame show. DNVR Avalanche pregame show live from the Toyota Lounge, powered by your Front Range Toyota dealerships. And we've got AJ and Rudo coming to you as the Avs are taking on the Carolina Hurricanes for the first game of 2026. A decent amount of news to get into, as much as this game itself here. Starting with, I'm remiss to say the Avs have caught a little bit of the injury bug, because you look at the Denver Nuggets and it's nowhere near as bad for Colorado. But on Thursday, MacKenzie Blackwood goes down in practice with a lower body injury, is not on the road trip, and was immediately placed on IR. Kiviranta also not on the trip. That we kind of knew. And then Gavin Brindley is on the trip, but will not play tonight. So a couple of things stacking up a little bit on the injury front for the Avs, even if things aren't all that serious. And then Logan O'Connor continues to be in the mystery box as well.
That's what you should put him at, not day-to-day question mark. It should just be mystery box. Or Landeskog Island.
Yeah, no one really knows what's going on with LOC's injury at this point. So a little bit unfortunate there. It will be Scott Wedgwood in net, obviously. It is a back-to-back. AJ, do we think it's Wedgwood, or do we think Minor has a chance to get in tomorrow?
I think it's probably Wedgwood, unless he absolutely gets shelled.
Okay. Which could be on the table against Carolina. You never know.
We were kind of talking about this in the Die Hard Discord earlier today, and I was saying that the big brain move might have been to play Minor in this game, and then Wedgwood 65 tomorrow.
Shots, yeah.
And then Wedgwood tomorrow, and then Wedgwood for the Tampa Bay game, because you think that those are going to be the tougher of them, the Sega Baba, and then the 3rd and 4. Yeah. And then you only have one day off when you get back from the East Coast. So it's like,
true,
you get right into it. And depending on whatever the severity is of Blackwood's injury, that it might have been more fun to actually like big brain this 4D chess kind of style, where you're like, and start Minor on the trip. But of course, Bednar often big brains his goaltender decisions, but it's usually just like, I like this guy, I trust him, he's going to play, and he's like, conventional wisdom, my ass. So that's his speed. So respect, but I expect 3 Wedgwood games.
Yes, I think so do I, and that's unsurprising from Bednar. If you know how Bednar chooses his goalies, you wouldn't be surprised if that's how it ends up, but. Avs have to work through it a little bit, maybe a little bit thin on the depth of their forward core for a game like today. Taylor McCarr's going to draw in. Will we see actual usage of a line that is likely to include Makar and Bartikov, or should I just prepare myself for the 4 minutes TOI?
No! 4 minutes TOI incoming.
Okay. I know. I can dream, though. Let me dream a little bit on that front. Not expecting a lot of hope on that front from the Avs, but it is what it is. Maybe the Avs will get a big lead and they can run them for 8 minutes or something. I can hope for that.
Or they're down 6.
Yeah. Sure, same difference.
Either side, if there's a large disparity in the score, saving the legs with like a respect for tomorrow. We know that Bednar's never going to be like, oh, well, we've got a back-to-back, so I'm going to try and manage. Like, no, he's going to go hard in every game that he's in. So, barring there being a large score disparity, I think that those guys are in for, I'm going to guess, 13 shifts.
I'd take 13 shifts, I guess. That's an acceptable amount of hockey, maybe. if it's 30 seconds a shift.
When can we bet on that? The over-under on the shifts, number of shifts for a player.
Not soon enough. Because you slam the over on Makar every game on that.
Yeah.
AJ, I wanted to ask you, the Avs are on a 9-0 winning streak. They're going for 10. Would be super awesome for them to get to a 10-game winning streak the second time. But across this stretch, across this winning streak, you're not allowed to say McKinnon and Natchez. Behind those two, who's been their best forward?
Oh, best forward. Brock Nelson, baby.
Let's go.
That guy, I mean, just even when he's not on the score sheet, the way that he is driving play and dominating while he's on the ice and he's taking hard minutes. This isn't like a sheltered matchup. This isn't offensive zone starts. They've given him a tougher job and he's handling it really, really well. So it's got to be Big Cock Brock.
I'm in. The finishing consistency you've gotten from him, not just over this winning streak, but the past 20 or so games, has been critical to the Avs' ability to, I don't even know if I'd necessarily say win games, but to get to play from ahead. Brock Nelson's finishing ability has set themselves up for that so well.
Yeah, I mean, we can't really talk about them playing from behind very often this year because it's like not much of their time has been spent trailing.
Yeah.
What is it? What are they at? Like 18% of their season has been spent trailing?
Some outrageous number, like well over 50% leading, and then whatever percentage of tied it is. Avs really have not done a lot of trailing at all during this stretch. The Vegas game, I guess, is the only game they trailed the majority of. But
well, I mean, Carolina.
Yeah, I meant in this stretch.
I know you mean this stretch, but like that's just being related to the game that they're about to play. That's one of the only games that I'm like, well, they trailed like immediately and then basically all game.
Yeah, had to claw it back the whole way through, which you do not want to see that again. But we can bring up the team stat cards here. As look, most games you go into, you expect the Avs to be the dominant possession force. Against Carolina, probably not going to be the case. Carolina is the one team that has better 5-on-5 possession metrics than the Avs. They are technically the best team in the NHL, not in a Central Division, which puts them in fourth because the Central Division is hell. But look, this is a legitimate high-end hockey team. Now, I know no Seth Jarvis today again, and they still don't have Jacob Slavin back, so they have their own injury issues too. But realistically, if you faced a team that you think should be able to go toe-to-toe, at least mechanically, against the Avs on 5-on-5, it's the Hurricanes, right?
Totally. They both are obsessed with having the puck all the time and shooting it at goaltenders and retrieving it and shooting it at goaltenders again and retrieving it and shooting it at goaltenders again. And it's a pretty effective strategy. So when you look at 5v5 numbers this year, the Avs and Hurricanes are 1-2 in shot attempts, shots on goal, expected goals percentage, scoring chances. And the only one that they are not, Carolina is third in high danger chances. The Avs are first. Tampa Bay crashed that party. Otherwise, they are 1-2 in all the other categories.
Well, and
so a lot of puck possession, which makes it fun because they can't both be 60% in this game.
One of them's got to be the 40 on that part, or maybe it'll be more 50-50, you know. But the one thing we've long talked about with Carolina they've always been a great high-end possession team, but especially compared to this year's version of the Colorado Avalanche, it does feel like they may settle for some lower danger opportunities, and they may not finish quite as well as some other teams in the NHL, the Avs included. With Wedgwood and net, is there some more responsibility on the goaltender than maybe an average game for Colorado tonight?
Yeah, because Carolina is actually good, and it's not a bunch of these bum-ass teams that they have been playing for what feels like weeks. And I'm including Vegas in there with the lineup that Vegas iced that night. I'm including them. So like I have more respect for the Hurricanes and how good they are than pretty much all the other teams that they've played in a while. Sure, let's include Minnesota too. I think they're bums. So I'm big hater energy today. Just big hater energy. Yeah, I think that huge responsibility on the goaltender, because I think he's just gonna. When you're playing against a team that likes to pump pucks at the net the way that the Hurricanes do, your rebound control needs to be excellent, because they love to retrieve and create chaos and work off of that. And that's a big. If you're one and done, if Wedgwood is one and done, that hurts all offenses, but especially one that is as obsessive about the puck as Carolina's is.
It puts more emphasis on making the saves you're supposed to make, right? We often see goaltending, maybe you'll let in a leaky one, but you make up for it by making a couple of great saves. Against a team that plays the way Carolina plays, I think puts more importance on, hey, you got to stop the easy ones. They might generate some dangerous ones that beat you, but if you stop all the routine ones, this team's going to struggle to score on you. So yeah. That's where I see it with Carolina. The other side of that, Freddie Anderson in net for Carolina, who has been atrocious this year. His numbers are absolutely bottom of the barrel when it comes to NHL goaltenders. An .865 save percentage. You got to see the Avs capitalize on their opportunities as well. Don't let this be a night where you get goalied a little bit.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to be able to lock it down. You have to beat their goaltenders. Put their goaltending is probably their big weakness right now.
Yep.
You need to lean on it and keep leaning on it and continue to lean on it forever and ever.
At all times. It must be consistent.
At all times.
All right. Let's hear from head coach, as we do have Bailey out in Carolina for this one. So it was a pretty brief pre-gamer for Bednar, but he did speak a little bit.
All right, here with Coach Jared Bednar. Coach, would you say Brent Burns could be the missing puzzle piece of this defensive core that I think is the best in the National Hockey League?
I sure hope so. He's had a great season for us so far, obviously great career. I think he brings something to our D-core that was likely missing, or it's a nice add to our D-core. That size and strength, especially paired with a guy like Manson now, they both provide the ability to get pucks stopped quickly in the D zone, and both have great puck moving ability to get you in and out of the zone as well. And then he also helps in the offensive side of it at the zone blue line, getting shots through. And I mean, so very well-rounded player, and that size and strength is something you need, especially come playoff time.
He's one of 3 players returning to their former team tonight. I know we talk a little bit sometimes about playing former teams and how much jump that can provide, but being back in a building they're so familiar with, are you looking for something a little extra out of these 3?
It would be great if we got something a little extra, yeah. You're never going to argue about getting something extra. I think there's added motivation for those guys. It's always fun coming back and playing your old teammates, and they'll be fired up for it for sure.
Last time you guys played this team, took it to extra minutes, finished things out in the shootout with them getting the upper hand. Now you guys have figured that out. What's kind of the key here looking ahead at this Carolina team?
I mean, it's a really good team, right? And they throw a lot at you. They're going to challenge you at your net front every chance they get, both off the rush and in zone play. They're a north attacking team. They skate real well and they check hard. So, I mean, we had a slow start against them and then kind of picked it up as the game went on. I think the key is you got to play a full 60 as hard as you can go against this team if you want to win.
And looking ahead as well, 8 guys on this Olympic roster, just how proud are you of those guys especially and what they've been able to accomplish this season?
Yeah, very proud, and I think all well-deserved. You know, like we got guys on almost every team in the Olympics, it seems like, and it's nice that us at home are going to be able to watch and cheer those guys on. I think they'll all play big roles on the teams that they're on, and it should be a great tournament, and I'm glad we're well represented because I think they deserve it.
Gavin Brindley or Joel Kiviranta, are they either of them playing tonight?
No.
Taylor?
Well, Taylor McCarr is going to play tonight. Kivy didn't make the trip, so he was a little worse off than what we thought, and hoping for a return shortly after we get back. Blackwood is not on the trip either. You know, he left practice early the other day, so we left him home to rehab as well, and hopefully he'll be back as soon as we get back off the road. Don't have confirmed timelines on them. They're all kind of day to day at this point. Brindley's on the trip, so but he's likely to miss tonight's game.
So the thing with MacKenzie was just it popped up at practice.
Yeah.
And looking at Taylor McCarr, he's had a few call-ups, but what's kind of impressed you so far since his last one?
Has a nice role and a good identity to his game. Straight line player, hard forechecking guy that skates well, and he's got a little touch with the puck, and he's off to a great start in the American League and adjusting to the pro game. And I thought he was better the second time we called him up than the first, and the first was pretty good as well. So yeah, looking forward to seeing him now after another month of work in the American League and getting lots of ice time. So he's been playing good down there, and hopefully he has a nice outing for us here tonight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
AJ, what's your take on Taylor McCarr this season? I think you can make a real argument that he's outplayed someone like Ivan down in the AHL, but you also have a guy like Nikita Prishapov, who recently came back from his injury to start the season, who's looked pretty good. Is McCarr really the default call-up at this point?
I don't know about default, but I do really like the way that his game is trending, and you can understand why the Avalanche like what he brings into a depth role over, say, like a TJ Tynan type, right?
Sure.
Where
the quad A player that doesn't function in the NHL, sure. Yeah, I get
exactly. It. Or like a Daniil Gushchin, like the
same type
like
of thing.
The really good AHL scorers. You bring up a Taylor McCarr, he's very comfortable. Oh, hey, go skate in straight lines, crash into some stuff, go hard to the net, and maybe you'll be able to tap one in at some point. I really like the archetype, and it's an archetype that the Avalanche have really had a hard time finding, and being effective with.
Developing proper,
I think he's an arrow up guy for me still, and I'm excited.
Let's go.
Anytime you get to see one of these kids come up and have a chance to prove themselves. Look, Gavin Brindley's just the latest example of like, this guy just took a job and refused to give it up. Go out there and play well. If you belong, you'll belong.
True enough. No argument there. You mentioned it a little bit between Bailey and Bednar there. Natchez' former team, Drury's former team here in Carolina. Look, I've always been a pretty even keel guy. I don't know that I super believe there's a lot of extra jump when you're playing against a former team. But can they find a little bit of something extra being back in that building?
It was one thing when those guys when Drury and Natchez were traded in a deal for a superstar like Mikko, right?
Right.
But it's another entirely when they're like,
it's been a year later.
It's another when they just tell Brent Burns, we're good, man.
Yeah, sure. That's fair.
We're good. And so I think the extra, I want to see it from the old man.
All right. Have the legs going tonight a little bit.
Yeah. I want to see a little, 2 assist night. I want to see I want to see him like old man strength throw somebody down to the ice and then kind of stand over them and roar at them all scary let's go. I want to see a little extra from that guy. Natchez and Drury, just keep doing what you're doing. They're totally fine. Just keep rolling, fellas.
Obviously, the injury is going to make this maybe a little more difficult, but we have seen. Maybe it would be too harsh to say that the bottom 6 scoring has dried up, and I know they scored one the other night, but across this last 6-7 game stretch, you have not seen them put up a ton of points. When does that become an area of concern for the Avs? I know it's hard to have any concerns when you're 9-0 in your last 9, but are you leaning a little too hard on your superstars right now?
I don't think so, because it's not been all McKinnon. And frankly, you look at the defense scoring over the last month, Makar's just part of it.
Yeah, the defense has been great. Yeah.
It hasn't been Makar and the gang. Sam Girard is piling up points. Sam Malinsky is piling up points. Brent Burns. Josh Manson is piling up points. Like, the only guy on your defense that you're looking at as kind of underwhelming offensively right now is Devon Taves. So I really don't think that there's too much of an emphasis. There's too much reliance on Nathan McKinnon and the Stars, because they're not they're contributing. but it would be hard to say that they are solely winning them games.
Yeah, it's a fair point. We've talked for years now about how if the Avs are struggling to get depth forward production, their defense makes up for it. That's just how they're built.
Except now they have a really good second line.
Yeah,
they have a second line that is contributing on a regular basis. So you have an elite first line, you have a regular contributor on a second line, and you have the highest scoring defense in the league. You can live with, oh, your fourth line hasn't chipped in much lately.
Yeah,
it's the third line that you're like,
get it going a little bit here.
Like Ross Colton, Victor Olofsson, you want to see a little bit more from them, but there have been signs of life from both. And Ross Colton always has signs of life. That guy always helps you in games.
Colton is an interesting conversation. He did get an assist the other day, finally, to kind of get off the schneid there. But we're talking about a guy who has 1 point in his last 10 games. When does the production have to start coming for him? Look at a lot of these games. It's now at center, even though he's at center. Which now, is he at center? I guess he was playing with Drury the other night. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and he's gonna play with Drury again because of the fourth line shenaniganery that they're gonna have to roll out there tonight. So it's got to happen, man. Like 1 point in 10 games. We've seen this with him where he
has cold streaks.
He always contributes.
Right. Does a lot of other things than score, for sure.
The physicality, the forechecking, his presence, his competitiveness, those are all valuable assets. But you're paying him $4 million. You're not paying him $4 million to be a 25-point guy. You want a 40-point guy. That's a point every other game. 1 point in 10 games isn't good enough. He needs to get going a little bit more.
It's the difference between being Jack Drury and Ross Colton, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
1.7 mil to 4 mil. You gotta be able to produce a little bit. I would love to see him put one in the back of the net. It's been far too long on that front. Is this what is an optimal third line for Colorado? Like ignoring the injuries they currently have. You think with Drury on it?
I think until they get a better center option,
sure.
I think it's probably this.
Okay. I think you're probably right. You have a conversation about what are you doing with Brindley, maybe, but
yeah, and we've talked about a lot now. The Brindley v. Olofsson conversation. Olofsson is struggling to make an impact in the role that he's in.
Yeah,
Brindley, even on the fourth line, we see Brindley contributing. We see Brindley doing things. He can handle a little bit more of the checking role because he's comfortable just going, okay, well, every single shift, I'm going out there getting crazy. I'm going to go be the most annoying little guy on the planet. Right? Like he can handle it a little bit better. And I think if you were to put Olofsson on the fourth line, it just kind of makes everything a little bit worse. So this is probably your best third line. I think the third line would be the best with Brindley, but when you're looking at the entire lineup and the effect that it has, if
your
Logan
best third
O'Connor
line is not your best lineup type thing,
exactly. Because if LOC was available, then I think that you could have a conversation about healthy scratching Victor Olofsson.
Yeah,
and you'd be
I would agree
with that. Like you'd be fine. And then again, as I've said in the past, riding the hot stick between Brindley and Olofsson, just kind of in and out of the lineup.
And a potential third line center down the line changes what chemistry you might be looking at. Just given any situation, who it ends up being, whatever it might be. So,
frankly, this combination, this Colton, Drury, Olofsson combination,
proven pretty good. Yeah,
been really, really solid when they're together. So, I'm really not that worried about it. Like this trio has been really good together, but it always comes at the cost of whatever's happening on the fourth line, and it's really going to be that case tonight. I worry that fourth line is about to get its head kicked in because Carolina's very good, and that line is.
Yeah, you're going to watch some dudes get double shifted with Parker Kelly, and that's going to be the fourth line is what's going to happen. we know better. But,
I think that's definitely the case.
So, is what it is on that front. Colorado, I think Colorado's been an interesting team over this 9-game stretch, AJ. Not that they aren't amazing. They obviously are. But we've seen them doing a lot of winning the game they're in instead of the assert dominance style of hockey. Obviously, they completely smoked St. Louis. That one was dominance.
Yeah.
But we've seen them playing maybe the style of hockey that their opponents are more comfortable with. You need some of that. I'm not trying to downplay it. If you want to be a truly great team, you have to be able to win in any game. Would you like to see the Avs take it to a Carolina tonight, or do you just want to take a win however you can get it?
I'll take the win, but it would be fun to see them bop the Canes a little bit. I have so much respect for Carolina, how good they are, how deep they are, how physical they are, and the way that they get on the puck, the way that they play the game the right way, that it's always tough for me, unless the goaltender completely no-shows, which is always possible for them. Yeah. I guess I just don't see it, but I would love to see them lay it on him a little bit. No Jacob Slavin. They outplayed Carolina by quite a bit when they were in Denver. That was Wedgwood's. That was a bad Wedgwood game.
No-show.
Yeah. 4 goals in the first period, got pulled, and it was just like, ugh. Like it was rough. Like Carolina still kind of wounded duck territory with no Jarvis, no Slavin, and like no good goaltending, really.
Yeah.
I want to see them get after it. Like
Okay.
I love that this team has the ability to win the game that they're in, but obviously this is true of every team, but they're at their best when they're playing their game. When they get to play with speed, they have the puck through the neutral zone, and they're getting up and down, and then they forecheck hard. I talked about this on the PDO cast with Dmitry Filipovich last week, but sneaky, the Avs are the best team off the cycle in the NHL.
They've been wildly good at it this year, yeah.
You don't think of them as that. You think, oh, well, they're rush-based. This year, they're both.
When you put a line of Nelson, Landy, and Nichushkin together, cycle starts to make some sense. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and like now that Landeskog's legs are really under him, his skating has picked up quite a bit, and you're like, none of these guys are like slow.
Yeah, true.
So
they've also used Lecky on that line too lately, so
he is slow. But he's so smart that it's like the Tyler Toffoli thing, right? A super smart player can play faster.
True. All right, let's not beat around the bush here, AJ. Let's get the crystal ball out. Give me a score. Give me a name. What's going to happen in this game?
I've got 4-1, and goal tonight, I'm going to go Taylor McCarr.
Let's go. The Taylor McCarr goal. That would be fun. I'm absolutely down for that. I think we're going to see a little bit higher score, and I'm going to go like 5-3. Make sure we get the over taken care of for my bets. I'm taking Ross Colton to put one in the back of the net. Let's go. See that third line contribute a little bit effectively here on that front. You can also get in on my pre-game picks presented by Bet365, where, of course, things are never ordinary. Did have the Ross Colton goal on there at plus 600, but I also took the Avs to cover, so we need that win by 2. Pretty good money there. And then we expect high volume shooting in this game, so I took the over on saves for Wedgwood as well, and minus 120 on maybe a little bit of a more likely bet to hit. Whatever you bet on, make sure you do. It does. Against Carolina, they're getting that many shots. Make sure you use your bets at Bet365. Use the DNVR 365 code when you sign up. Of course, when you do gamble with them, you must be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER today. Kind of final thoughts here, AJ. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but is there a world where this is a Stanley Cup final preview?
Totally.
Okay.
The East is down in such a way that is there a truly elite team out there? They're all fighting injuries of some. They're all fighting such injury issues. Like what I think of as the 3 best teams out east, Carolina, Tampa Bay, Florida, all have serious injury problems, and so we don't really know who they are as a full healthy squad. That leaves it all very wide open. It's tough to really gauge like how good are they, because they've all been playing severely compromised. And you get into the postseason, which team do you think is going to come through 3 rounds? Those are the 3 teams, and I'm just going to go to my grave betting on Carolina.
I think I'm taking Tampa, but
okay. I have no argument. That team is really, really good.
They are. Tucker
am
Bassey,
really
a little
annoyed.
shaky this year, but
This 3-4 stretch for the Avs finishes in Tampa Bay because after the 8-2 lost in Tampa last year, that I'm like, I don't like this.
it's coming again.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. That's 2 games from now. The Avs are about to play 2 games in the next 20 hours, so they have bigger fish to fry, perhaps. This one is the Nordiques jerseys versus the Whalers jerseys again, so maybe we'll find out if these are cursed or not. I don't know what to tell you. We're going to wrap this up. We got the watch along coming with myself and Micah. Come join us for that, and then AJ and I will break it all down post-game no matter what. We appreciate y'all, and we will see you in a little bit.
We all silly like the mayor.